Alrighty, you ready? Welcome to the family. This is the family Jules. As always, I am Drew. This is my Uncle Don. Today we're going to be doing something different. Today we're going to be reading Thomas the Train. And there's a lot of life lessons that you can learn from Thomas the Train. So instead of doing a movie review, we're going to be learning some life lessons from good old Thomas and Friends. This one is titled Thomasaurus Rex. Thomas puffed into the yard after a long day. He saw James and Gordon talking together. When he stopped at the water tower, he could hear everything they said. Don't let them hear you say that, said Thomas. They'll tease you too. Man, dude, I don't know why I'm so tired.
Fuck's sakes. Thank you. Welcome to the Dawn Show. It's my show now. It's the family Dawn. Say, you gonna talk to the family? It's the family Dawn. That's what you're gonna have to deal with from now on.
Welcome to the family. This is the family Jules. As always, I'm Drew. This is my uncle, Don, Thomas the Train, Done.
Choo-choo! Or whoop, whoop. I don't know what kind of train I'm supposed to be. I like to be the caboose. Ooh, never mind. I was going to say I like to be the caboose. I like to be in a train, but I don't want to be the guy on the end. Okay. That still doesn't work.
You can imagine what it looked like at the end of a long, long train. Oh, the conductor would call, "All aboard!"
This isn't that kind of show.
I'm going to do an AJ. Hi. No, just kidding.
This one's for Kelsey if she's watching. Hello.
Hello.
Kelsey always says I'm Eeyore.
I can believe that.
Sorry to disappoint you. Guess I'm too dull to be around.
So don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom, as always.
The train has a bell. There's a bell in this book, I swear.
Don's
Hit the damn bell, please.
Don's crying. That he needs you to hit the bell. So today we're gonna be doing Bullet Train. It did come out this year, 2022. So if you're watching this in the future, this came out in 2022.
Doesn't matter how fast that train is. Still today.
It is rated R. It is 2 hours and 6 minutes long. It is currently streaming on Netflix. It currently holds a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. We always say don't go off Rotten Tomatoes, go off us. That's what we are here for. We just use tomatoes as a baseline.
I use oranges. They just have a little more zing to them. Go ahead.
You use oranges? I thought you used a banana.
Yeah.
Banana!
Okay, never mind. Continue.
It was directed by David Leach. He's done quite a few good things. I mean, he's done John Wick. He did Atomic Blonde. He did Deadpool 2. He did Hobbs and Shaw. And he was
What's the latest?
And he was actually recently just a producer on a movie we just saw and reviewed, Violent Night.
And can you believe that? That blows me away. Because we were talking about, there's all these kills in Violent Night that just don't seem right. And the kills now are perfect because that's what the movie's actually about.
Yeah.
It just kicks me in the butt every time.
So the film stars Brad Pitt. I can't even list everything Brad Pitt has been in.
I figured I'd do that. It's what every woman I ever freaking dated did.
Everybody,
Go on a date.
Everybody loves Brad Pitt. Everybody loves Brad Pitt.
You are a good-looking guy. You're lucky.
It also stars Joey King. She did the Kissing Booth trilogies on Netflix. Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was in Kick-Ass. He played Kick-Ass. Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon, again, he's done a lot of things. I would say maybe you know him as General Zod, Man of Steel. It's got Zazie Beetz. She played Domino in Deadpool 2. It's got Logan Lerman in it. He was in Percy Jackson.
This just shows you a big cast,
Yeah.
a little bit better movie. That's why we do this.
Hell of a cast.
Hell of a cast.
Cameos, too, in there that I'm not going to mention. There's always going to be spoilers.
No. There's a thing. There's that one actor called the Bullet Train. Just a big train that just right through Japan.
The star of the film is the Bullet Train. It also stars Hiroyuki Sanada. He recently played Scorpion in the new Mortal Kombat movie that came out.
Get over here!
And it stars a rapper named Bad Bunny. I don't know who that is, but he's in this as well. The film is based on a Japanese black humor thriller novel called Maria Beetle by a Japanese author, Kotaro Isaka.
You were telling me about that.
And it is actually the second novel in his trilogy. The first novel was already adapted into a Japanese film called Grasshopper. So it's kind of interesting that the second one is actually an American adaptation, and they don't have any connection. So maybe they'll make the third one, and maybe that'll connect to one of them. I don't know.
But with the grasshopper aspect, the main character, Pitt's character's name is Ladybug.
Ladybug, yeah.
You know, I like the dung beetle.
Yeah.
Roll shit uphill for a long time. And that's still his home.
If I had to pick a insect spirit animal for Don, it would definitely be the dung beetle.
Yes.
With many elephant and other large mammals around, there's always a steady supply of food.
The truth would be the elephant. It's not just because of the size of the trunk, it's the length.
I said spirit insect, not spirit animal. If we're going spirit animal, that would be a baboon.
For you?
For you.
Or me?
For you.
Baboon?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No. Spirit animal would be the elephant. Yes,
the one with the red ass cheeks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be part of my spirit animal. Then there'd be fangs, part of the snake. See, I can make my own spirit animal. You know.
Make your own.
All
right.
I could have the hair of Mel Gibson. Still a spirit animal.
Sure. We're talking about Braveheart. Yeah, he's got a pretty good one.
Okay.
Anyway, so Brad Pitt stars as an assassin who must battle fellow killers while riding aboard a fast-moving bullet train in Japan, and they all soon find out that each of their missions have something in common.
When you get off this train, the White Death waits for you.
We need to come up with a plan.
Dude, bullet train. It's not how I planned on seeing Kyoto.
So, fun facts. The director, David Leach, and Brad Pitt have a long working relationship before this film. Leach worked as Brad Pitt's stunt double in multiple films: Fight Club, Ocean's 11, Troy, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's pretty cool because you don't usually see a stunt guy become a director and then have the guy that he was the stunt double for star in his film. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's true.
Alrighty, let's get into positives. You want to go? You want me to go?
I tell you what, this has been working out really well because I can just shoot them down, right?
Yeah, you can just shit all over it. All right, so positives. I love the kills. I love the dark, witty humor in it. I love the characters. I love Brad Pitt as a comedian type action guy. We've seen him do action movies, and I think he can do comedy pretty well. I actually enjoyed his flavor of comedy that he brings to this.
Thanks, man. Oh, that show's real broke.
Brad Pitt takes James Bond 008. Or is it 7?
That's 7.
7?
007,
Okay, 007 and a half. No, just kidding. You took James Bond and you turned him into a guy that has a sense of humor.
I would actually say he's Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, but he's kind of...
Well, no, his funny aspect is Mr. Magoo.
Yeah.
Maybe, yes. He is a little bit...
Magoo.
Yes.
Mr. Magoo is like with the blind glasses and all that. He's like, I don't care. Just point me to the direction of the exit. I mean, yeah. I get you.
But yeah, no, I just his delivery of his
you have to have it or you don't, and you got into that point where that humor, the director wrote it in, the writers wrote it in just perfectly for you. So
They wrote it in perfectly.
And your attitude, your face, your
yeah, exactly. His delivery of it.
You're the guy that honestly in Ocean's 11 could sit there leaning against a fence eating a cheeseburger, and everybody goes, even the guys are like, I want to be him.
Yeah. He made eating a cheeseburger in Ocean's 11 look pretty cool.
He looks good even in this. He eats in this one. I think they're actually running with that.
He eats a lot
swear.
in a lot of his movies. But
I know, but still, I think there's a thing. If you actually divided his salary of everything he's ever made, how much of it was because you sat there and went,
just eating. Yeah.
I look really good doing this, don't I?
Right. So yeah, Brad Pitt was awesome in it. I love the random. It's not a spoiler because you'll see it right away. No. I love the random Thomas the Tank Engine.
If you mention Thomas the Tank Engine one more time, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking face.
It was so random, and I loved it.
And it worked.
That's
why we have kind of a setup here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had to point that out.
I loved just that. I mean, where do you see something like that? Who does that? Like, it's just so random. Like.
Well, who were the guys that did that? It was the black guy, the white guy,
Tangerine and Lemon.
Tangerine and Lemon. Oh my gosh, you were like,
yeah,
you were the epitome of Pulp Fiction.
There are some Pulp Fiction similarities. Guys,
but with a little more humor.
Yeah,
honestly, a lot more humor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so fantastically done.
There's some, when watching it, I know you mentioned it too to me. There's some Pulp Fiction-ness to it. You got the black guy, white guy, killers that have this, banter between each other as they're doing these things. You've got a character called the Wolf in this.
Oh, Pulp Fiction, the Wolf. The Wolf in Pulp Fiction, he was a cleaner.
Yeah,
the man freaking cleaned up people's mistakes.
But yes, there's some good similarities to Pulp Fiction. It did have a Pulp Fiction-y, but better done, if I must say. I don't want to detour any of our fan.
I will stand
out
behind
there,
you on
but
that.
I am not a huge Quentin Tarantino fan.
I can't lie!
True.
So the similarities to me are better in this. But yeah, so I mean, you were kind of touching on Tangerine and Lemon. There are other great characters. Brad Pitt's character. There's just great characters in this that make this film really enjoyable. Those are my biggest positives. Characters, the kills. Now we know why. David Leach. If you watch Deadpool, you watch Violent Night, obviously. So the kills are really good. Alrighty, so moving on to Conflicted. For me, the plot's a little convoluted. I tried to think, as watching it, a way to simplify it in my head, the plot, and doing it kind of turned it into other movies. So that's why it's a Conflicted, because the plot, the way they did it, is a little unique, and if you try to change it, it turns into other movies.
It's like Pulp Fiction. It would start out one way and ended up another, and everybody kind of
Don't get me wrong.
Didn't mean to interrupt you on that.
No, you're good. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that we've seen in other movies.
Oh yeah.
Because I just think they do a good job of disguising it or directing your attention away from things that we've seen. They do a good job of that. But just the plot being a little convoluted is a little, like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. So that's why it's a Conflicted. The plot, is a little.
It drags and then it picks up, and then it drags a little bit, and then it drags, picks up, picks up. But then you get to a certain point in the movie, I guarantee you, edge of your seat.
Well, that's a good segue into the negatives, because you're saying it drags, it picks up, it drags, it picks up.
But it's not. Well, even the dragging is not freaking bad.
No,
even when it gets slow, it's still outstanding.
Oh, it's still either got witty dialogue in those slow parts
Everything
or whatever.
Runs. It's just.
But
do this for a living. Tell us what we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
He's a pedantic, pontificating, pretentious bastard, a belligerent old fart, a worthless, steaming pile of cow dung. Figuratively speaking.
No, what I was getting at is that it was kind of a good segue into the dragging and picking up and into the negatives, because one of my negatives is that it's too long. And I know that's
I am done with movies that long. Are you kidding me? 2 hours, 15 minutes?
2 hours and 6 minutes.
2 hours and 6. An action adventure? Oh my God. Are you kidding? All these movies, this is my big bitch every time. I want to be entertained for an hour and 21 minutes and 13 seconds. Yeah. I'm sorry. God, I just fucking hate that. God, hour and 10 minutes, 90 minutes. Jesus. Okay.
Okay, fine. I'm cool. I'm fine.
I'm adamant about it, and I'm done with this. I almost lost interest in this movie. Yeah, I'm an old guy. Yeah, well, the old guy, he ain't gonna pay attention. My ass.
My ass.
Please take over.
I think it all comes back to this convoluted plot. It's a little hard to follow, and there's a lot of backstories, there's quick dialogues, there's a lot of characters, there's little details that you have to pay attention to, and so because of all that, it makes it really long, but it also makes it hard to cut anything down.
But are you kidding me? 2 hours and freaking, oh my gosh.
But really, if you go back and you watch it, it's hard to think of like, oh, well, they could have cut that. No, they can't cut that out. Well, then maybe they could cut that. No, they can't cut that out.
Would you agree?
You know, it's hard.
Would you agree with me on this one? The first hour, it was still freaking amazing, but it was like the same aspect of a scene over and over. Yeah. It was fight, kill, joke. Fight, kill, joke.
Puff, give. Puff, give.
But this is an example of a long movie where it's hard to cut it down, though. So some movies just end up being long. I guess what I'm trying to get across is, you know, it's a good movie to just put on, but don't put it on if you're going to be doing something else, because you'll miss. I mean, there's little things, details you will miss.
Yeah, there's a lot of little details.
So let's get into Juhl rating. What would you give it as far as Juhl?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, oh my gosh, you got to start cutting this stuff up more. I'm going to tell you right now, I stand behind you.
Oh, once we get to like episode 100,
yeah.
I'll just make a mashup of all Don's sayings.
Don's freaking sayings. You know, when I'm on dates, it's like, I'll stand behind you, I agree with you. Or was that marriage?
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Okay, all right. I loved the movie. I really do. It's great in the first, and it's really good in the end. Brad Pitt, come on, really? Everybody loves him. He's a good-looking guy. I give it all 5. I really would watch I'd watch it again. I would definitely watch it. I'd love to have seen it in theaters because the action scenes are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, Brad Pitt is great. I remember when he did, I think it was Jackass 2. And I think to be able to be like, to be Brad Pitt and be that big of a star and be like, I'm going to go do Jackass. I think you just got to be a cool guy to hang, like, I'd love to just hang out with him.
Good point. I got nothing better to do today. I'm going to go hang out with jackasses.
Yeah, exactly.
So good movies too.
You know, how can you not like him? He's great in this. Love the characters again. The humor. I'm one of those people that loves those little things that you don't notice, and then later, or if you catch it, you're like, oh, that's pretty clever. That's pretty, you know, if you catch it, you're like, all right, I see what they did there.
Again, we have to watch it a second time or rewind a little bit.
So I love those little things. So for me, putting that it's a little bit of a convoluted plot aside and that it's long, I would give it a 5.
No shit.
I'd give it a 5.
Actually, let's do the Addams the Wednesday thing. Yeah, there we go.
I give it a 5. It's a theater experience. I would have gone to see it in theaters.
The action scenes are
I was just going to say, you said it perfect. The action scenes would have been cool to see. I'd buy it on physical. I'd buy it on digital. I love, for some reason, this film hit with me. I liked it. There's so many movies out here you got to take serious and you got to think about. And we always talk about, you know, turning your brain off. For me, this is a movie that you can't quite turn your brain off because you got to pay attention, but you can. It's a fun movie. I'm tired of movies where I have to figure out the hidden agendas behind them and the politics
and each character. Even
don't get me wrong, I love a good, you know, movie like Black Phone, a good, you know,
everything's written out properly,
thought-provoking, a good story. But this is just fun, and it was just so enjoyable to watch. In fact, me and my wife were trying to find something to watch. I mentioned it to her. She watched the trailer. She's like, no, it's going to be stupid. We watched 3 other stupid movies, and I was like, okay, can we try Bullet Train? And she ended up saying that, she's like, yeah, that's the best movie we've seen in a while. We should have just watched that one first.
That is a perfect example of why we do this. Let's just freaking get to the point and not sit there and go, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and all that. But yeah, no, the movie, you're right. It does work to a point. There was one thing I wanted to say, and I do hate to say that I brain farted it. So I might blurt it out. When I remember, I'll blurt it out, and you'll be like, shit, I got to cut again.
Yeah, blurt it out like you got Tourette's. Right?
Yeah.
Lipstick fat fucker!
Okay, who told you that?
That's good. We're going to start doing comedies. Oh my God, even old ones.
So verdict, I think we both agree. Very good movie. It may not be everybody's cup of tea because we always say don't go off Rotten Tomatoes, but it only has a 54. But that's why we do this, is because I don't know why it has a 54. I think it'd be more. I think it'd be more. So.
Yeah. And some of the movies we reviewed had 80, 60, 78, 85.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, why?
Yeah. I would definitely recommend it. Watch it. So I always try to give recommendations too. And I really did want to do it for this one because it involves a train. It's a movie I love. If you liked this movie, watch Snowpiercer.
Oh, he held that back. And he knows he held that.
Yeah.
If he would have mentioned that in the beginning, I would have been freaking talking about that movie a lot. So, okay, good job keeping me out of the loop.
Keeping you out of the loop.
Oh my God, that's a freaking great freaking movie.
Sometimes you just got to keep Don out of the loop.
It does work. Oh my God, that's a
great movie. Takes place on a train. Good action. It's not really a comedy.
The story is totally opposite of something you would think on a train.
Yeah, I had to recommend Snowpiercer.
Good man.
Alrighty, well, that's all I got. Good sir.
End it out. I am sorry, and I am not sorry. Just remember one thing, boys and girls. Pick up your nipple and just clean underneath it.
You're really weird.
Trust me, some of you are going to be like, what the fuck? I was like, how long has that been there? All right.
I know it like the back of my hand.
I know this town like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don has always hit the bell. I will throw some links up here to some of our other videos. Don't forget to check those out. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
Peace. I am too important to pull such an ancient load, said Gordon.
I got an ancient load for you. I think I know how to run this video in the channel.
I can't hold it any longer.
Okay. At least I got you to laugh. Okay.